Hi guys, Jason from JVA Carpy Adventures, and this week I'm going to give you my top 5 autumn tips for catching carp. Number 1 guys, as it is all year round, location is key. Now, going into autumn they tend to show less during the day and more during the night. So I'll always make a point of being up during the night. If you wake up to go for a pee or anything like that, then it's worthwhile sitting out for half an hour listening and trying to locate the fish. I mean, I'll also, particularly if I'm doing 48 hours or anything, that first night I'll always make sure I'm up a good few times through the night to try and locate those fish. It might mean that you can move if you've got that availability, or at least it might give you more information for your next session. So here I'm just going to do a quick 24 hours at Mousehole. I will be up throughout the night. I don't have the option to move, but it will give me more information for my next time here, and that's what you should be doing guys. Okay guys, so tip number 2, and that's kind of the spot. I tend to think that the fish move away from the margins during the autumn months. I think they're on the lookout for those deeper silty areas that are holding on to the last of the naturals before heading into winter. Also, those deeper spots will be holding on to the heat a bit more while the air tends to get colder and the winds pick up. So I think you should be trying to look for those deeper silty spots that will be a little bit warmer and hopefully holding those naturals for them. Tip number 3, starting in the autumn and heading into winter, the water clarity also improves, meaning greater visibility for the fish, meaning greater chance of them seeing your line or seeing your rig. So to that end, unless you're really looking to cast really far, it might be worth your while moving to a fluorocarbon main line, because once it's in the water that is practically invisible. Also my rigs, I've recently now just changed those to fluorocarbon slip D rigs for exactly that reason. Going into autumn and winter, a lot more visibility, and with the fluorocarbon it is literally invisible in the water. Also, I'm at Mousehole Lakes a lot, and one of the rules is you've got to have a tube in. So I always used to have tubing on, but I've recently now changed to a clear safe zone leader, again because of line visibility. So it's worth bearing that in mind guys, you know, going into, particularly there's so many lakes out there now and the water is gin clear, you know, look to try and conceal your line as best as possible. Also, you can also use back leads to pin it down as well. Okay guys, so tip number 4, your hook baits. So I think they've been seeing all the bright colours all summer. So autumn, winter, I tend to dull down my colours. If you want to go for colour, I would suggest sticking with a pastel rather than your bright yellows, pinks, oranges, whites. Go for the duller pastel colours. But on this session I've decided to go with match the hatch, and not a lot of bait either guys. You know, I think it's changed where, you know, fish would really feed up in the autumn for the winter. I think that's no longer the case. I think because they get so much bait all year round, that is no longer the case anymore. So, you know, you might want to bait accordingly guys. But going back to the hook bait, so I'm going match the hatch on this session and for most of my autumn fishing, and it'll just probably be, you know, a single wafter out with a 3 boilies stringer with it, and then a few scattering of boilies around the area. No real heavy concentration of bait for me. Of course it's dependent on what lake you're at. Some lakes fish better with a lot of bait, some don't. Most of my fishing at the minute guys is at Mousehole Lake, so I do not bait heavily here at all. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is probably the most important guys, and that is keep warm. Today it's 13 degrees during the day and it's going to get down to 3 degrees at night, and there is a bit of a breeze on, and it's that chill factor from the breeze that is going to affect you more than anything else. So I mean, starting with your clothing, make sure you've got headgear. You might want to bring gloves with you if it's really cold or the wind is really high. Make sure you've got plenty of different layers on. You can also take them off when you get hot, but it's the layers that are going to keep you warm. When we get into the colder months, obviously think about thermals and stuff like that. I've got thermal socks on today. I've got my boots on today. Not wearing trainers, I've got boots on today. And my boots have a little lining on the bottom of them that I've put in there as an extra layer of insulation. So that's yourself. You know, make sure you've got good clothing. What about your bivvy? What about your bed? So I generally always use the ground sheet with my bivvy. If you don't, you should, particularly in the autumn. My bivvy comes with a vapor shield that will help with condensation. I've also got a winter wrap. Don't need it just yet, guys, it's not that cold, but going into, you know, the colder months, or if it's cold where you are, put a winter wrap on. My sleeping bag is a 3 or 5 season. So in the summer I've taken all the insides out, which is just another 2 layers of comfort, fleece lined and all that sort of thing. I've put those back in this weekend because I know it's going to be 3 degrees and I want to be warm, I don't want to be cold. So really important, guys, so that you can enjoy your time on the bank, dress appropriately and make sure your gear is going to help keep you warm. Okay guys, well hopefully you've been watching the winter tips and you know what they say, proof is in the pudding. Well, I've just had this lovely £20 mirror. Oh, she's getting angry. Alright guys, so lovely £20 mirror using my autumn tactics and saved me a blank after the last 3 sessions, guys. There you go, guys. Beautiful £20 mirror. Look at the tail on that. That's huge, isn't it, guys? Look at the tail on that. Beautiful. I'll take a few stills and then get it back, guys. Alright guys, well those are my 5 tips to try and help you put more fish on the bank this autumn. I really hope you do well. I hope you follow my vlogs. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it the old thumbs up. And if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. Just leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing, and I'll see you on my next vlog.